Okay, so let us begin. We were discussing about concept and types of weathering, and let us take a very brief recap of what we discussed yesterday, and then we'll move ahead. We talked about what do we mean by exogenic processes, and I told you that exogenic processes are the external processes, the processes that work over the Earth's surface, okay, with the help of various external forces such as water, such as wind, okay, etc. Then we saw that there are different types of exogenic processes such as weathering, mass movement or mass wasting, erosion and deposition, right? And then all these movements are further subdivided into different types of different kinds of processes, okay. Now coming to weathering, we saw one video yesterday, and accordingly we discussed that weathering is associated with three important terms. One is disintegration, that includes breaking. So it's a physical change where one block of rock breaks into more number of rock pieces, okay, but there is no chemical change, no chemical process that takes place in disintegration. In decomposition, the change is not physical but chemical. So rock reacts to chemicals, maybe in the rainwater, or maybe in the surface water, or maybe in the with the moisture in the air, and then it undergoes certain changes. So that is what disintegration and decomposition is. And third important point, we saw that the process of weathering is in situ. That is, it occurs where the rock is located. It occurs where the rock is formed. Okay, so these are the things that we already talked about. Okay, then we also mentioned that physical weathering particularly takes place or occurs due to temperature variations, due to frost action, wind action, etc. And I have also told you that physical weathering is also called as mechanical weathering. That's another word term for that, right? Now there are various sub processes, or there are various subtypes of physical weathering, okay, depending upon the way the rock breaks, depending upon the factor that influences the process of disintegration, okay. And those types are block disintegration, granular weathering, cross action, exfoliation and shattering, okay. So these are the five ones that we will try to talk about. Now, let us understand block disintegration first. I hope that you have your notebooks and pens and you are noting down important points like in the last lecture. If you didn't do it in the last lecture, please start that habit today in today's lecture. Okay, don't copy the things in the on the slide. There is no point in that. Only just note down the important things that you feel like to note down. Now, block disintegration, again, see the word here. The word block means it's a block of rock. Okay, when you use the word block, you are certainly talking about a big mass of rock, not a smaller size rock. Okay, that is what we mean by block. And disintegration, now we know what is disintegration. Disintegration is breaking. So block disintegration is a process in which a big size rock, okay, breaks into pieces. Now why it happens? So it happens mainly because of variations in the day and night temperature. You know that in certain areas, temperature, the range of temperature is quite high, okay. That is, the maximum temperature during the day also rises considerably, while the temperature during the night also falls down considerably, okay. So these changes that occur, and especially it happens in areas like hot deserts, and in such areas, you know that because of day and night temperature variation, rock undergo changes. Just a second, somebody is joining, I think. So rock undergoes changes, right? Now, what kind of changes rock undergoes? So during the day, you know that rock receives heat because there is more heat during the day. So rocks get heated, and we just have referred yesterday that whenever rocks get heated, it tends to expand, right? So during the day, the rock expands because it receives more heat, while during the night, because the rock gets cooled down, it contracts or shrinks. Okay, now this happens not once in a year, but this happens every day and night. So every day the rock expands, every night it contracts, again the next day it expands, again the next night it contracts. So this continuous repetition of expansion and contraction that takes place, that actually lead to a kind of tension or a stress in the layers of the rock, right? And because of that, rock continues to create different kind of cracks in different ways. Okay, and these different kind of cracks further widens, right, as the rock keep on expanding and contracting, and as a result of that, rock cut down into pieces. Okay, so you can see in one diagram, there is a one diagram and a photograph. Now the diagram you are expected to draw in exam. We will have a 10-mark question on this. Okay, for example, you can mention, you can write down in your notebook, for example, what is weathering? What is weathering? Describe meaning and types of physical weathering. What is weathering? Describe meaning and types of physical weathering. Now this question will be there for 10 marks. Okay, and you are expected to draw diagrams, right? Because there are many students who
Describe meaning and type of
physical weathering. Okay,
okay sir, thank you.
so that will be for 10 marks. Okay, so what you have to do, and another way can be कि what is weathering शायद नहीं होगा, direct question होगा कि what is physical weathering, describe its types. So that simple question also can be there. This what is physical weathering, describe its types. Okay, so it will be a 10-mark question, so you have to write what physical weathering means. Okay, and then you will describe these each four types that now we will be talking about. For every type you will write 3-4 sentences at least, and you will draw a diagram. If you don't draw a diagram, then a more text is expected. Okay, but there are students who may not be able to write quite well. Okay, so they can compensate that by drawing good diagrams. Okay, so the diagram that you can see on the slide, so that is the diagram that you can draw. It is there in NIOS documents that I was already referring to. Okay, and besides that, you can see the actual picture, and you can see how the rock has broke down into pieces by developing cracks, vertical cracks, and also in some rocks horizontal cracks. This is another picture. This is more into a desert or semi-arid kind of landscape, because the process is more common. Okay, ये सब जगह पे नहीं होता, ये प्रोसेस ऐसे ही जगह पे होता है, ऐसे ही लोकेशंस में होता है, where we find lot of difference in the day temperature and the night temperature. It is this variation. यदि day और night temperature में ज्यादा फर्क नहीं होगा, then obviously rock will not expand and contract to that extent, and it will not lead to weathering. Okay, so for block weathering or block disintegration, the basic requirement is that there needs to be a lot of difference in the day temperature and the night temperature, so that the rock will expand considerably during the day and will contract considerably during the night. Okay, and then it will lead to the development of cracks, and gradually it will break. Okay, now this kind of now again, as I said, that it is not just the location that determines, or not just the geographical location that determines whether or where block disintegration will take place, but it also determines, but the rock property also determines, because there are rocks which are more susceptible, more vulnerable to this kind of change, of that is expansion and contraction due to temperature. Okay, and so block disintegration is more common in case of crystalline rocks like granite, okay, that are more affected by temperature variation. तो मैं क्या जैसे मैंने कहा आपको कि ब्लॉक डिसइंटीग्रेशन सारे जगहों पे नहीं होता, वैसे ही ब्लॉक डिसइंटीग्रेशन सारे रॉक्स के साथ नहीं होता. दे आर मोर, इट ऑकर्स मोर in case of crystalline rocks, okay, the example of which is granite, that are more affected due to temperature variations. Okay, however, in case of certain rocks such as sedimentary rocks like shale and sandstone, we will find that they are not much affected, they are less affected by temperature variations. They are also called as clastic rock. Clastic का मतलब है rocks that are made up of many small pieces of different kinds, okay, and such pieces or such rocks have a lot of silica in it, and the particles of rock are separated by those silica, and that's the reason why they are relatively less affected by temperature variations. So it is crystalline rocks like granite that affect more because of temperature change, while clastic sedimentary rocks affect relatively lesser due to temperature variations. Okay, so we had talked about three things. Now listen to me from answer point of view. Now which points are you going to talk about in answer? So first of all, you are going to mention the reason for a block first of all, you mention the meaning of the word block disintegration. Okay, that is, it is a breaking down of a large piece of rock, a large size rock, that is block. Okay, and the crack also occurs in such a way, okay, that a huge block of rock gets separated from it. Okay, and so it is called as block disintegration. Number two, mention the reason responsible for this. Now the reason or the factor that is responsible for block disintegration is variations in temperature during the day and during the night. Okay, then mention point number three, where this kind of weathering occurs. Then I told you that the kind of weathering occurs especially in the desert areas, hot desert areas, where there is a lot of difference between the day temperature and the night temperature. Okay, point number four, mention about the process, okay, that how during the day the rock receives more temperature and it expands, and how exactly opposite process occurs during the night, and this repetition of expansion and contraction continues that lead to breaking of rock. ये था अपना चौथा point. And fifth point will be which rocks are more affected because of this process and which rocks are not much affected by this process. So that example also you can mention. So with these 5 points, you can draw a small diagram besides, okay, and that will create, that will be a good paragraph, okay, of sorts. You can write in paragraph, or you can number them as 1, 2, 3, 4. That also you can do. But even if you number them, you must write in full sentences. You should not write like the points on PPT. Okay, so that is important aspect that you should remember. Okay, I prefer writing in paragraph, but it is up to you. You can number them, the sub points, and write. Let us go to the next one. The next one, or the next process, is called as granular weathering. Now listen the word carefully. When I say, or when we say granular, okay, there is a word called granules, and by granules we mean the grain which is of coarse size. I mean the grain which is of larger size relatively. That is called as granules. Okay, and now this granular weathering is weathering in which each and every granule, each and every grain, okay, each and every grain or granule gets separated from the rock. Okay, पहले इसमें क्या था, that it was a block of rock that separates. Okay, here it is not a block of rock, but it is a granule of the rock. Okay, the grain of the rock that gets separated, and so we call it as granular weathering. Okay, so obviously this kind of weathering especially affects the rocks that are made up of granules or particles of different minerals. Okay, so because the rock is made up of different minerals, not one single mineral. Okay, and you know that every mineral, all minerals do not get heated or cool down at the same temperature, right? Every object has different temperature at which it will expand or it will contract. Now, because the rock is not made up of one mineral, but it is made up of different, a lot many minerals, okay, and every mineral, every grain of mineral has different capacity or different temperature levels at which they will expand and they will contract. Okay, so as a result of that, what happens, that some grains expand while some grains do not expand. Okay, so within the rock, what is happening? Within the rock, some grains expand, some grains do not expand during the day, and during the night, then also similar differential contraction we can observe. ब्लॉक डिसइंटीग्रेशन में हमने देखा कि पूरा रॉक एक्सपांड होता है, क्रैक्स डेवलप होता है. Okay, it is not granule by granule, right? But here it is different minerals expanding and contracting at different temperature. Okay, तो कोई मिनरल, कुछ मिनरल्स हो गए जो जल्दी एक्सपांड हो जाएंगे. Okay, मतलब just with the morning temperature they may expand, while some rocks may need the temperature of afternoon to get expand. Okay, to get expanded, right? So accordingly, every mineral will expand, every grain of mineral will expand and contract differently, so that again will lead to kind of cracks in it. Okay, because from within, and the rock will start breaking granule by granule. जो grains ज्यादा affect हो रहे हैं, okay, वो expand contract करते रहेंगे और gradually separate होके गिर जाएंगे नीचे. Okay, तो ये रॉक जो दिखता है ग्रैन्यूल वेदरिंग होने जिधर हुआ है, वो रॉक बहुत ही फ्लेकी दिखता है. ओके, जिसपे काफी ग्रैन्यूल्स रहते हैं, इवन नीचे भी काफी सारा ग्रैन्यूल जमा होता है उस रॉक के नीचे. ओके, बिकॉज ईच एंड एवरी ग्रैन्यूल कीप्स ऑन गेटिंग separated one by one. Okay, so you can see a small fragment of rocks or grains accumulate beneath the rock. Okay, because rock do not break completely. It's not that entire block is separated, but it is each and every granule that gets separated from the rock. Okay, so you can see this actual picture of a rock affected by granular weathering, and you can see how poor it looks. Okay, because it is not one single crack that leads to its breaking, but it keeps on breaking gradually, grain by grain. Okay, as it reacts to the conditions of temperature. So this is what we call as the process of granular weathering. So we have seen two processes till now: block disintegration and granular weathering. Now both primarily occur because of temperature variations. Both primary occur because of temperature variations. Which one? Block disintegration and granular weathering. But what's the difference between the two? Difference is that in block disintegration, it is the cracks that separate the rock, big pieces of rock or blocks of rock. In granular weathering, it is grains or granules of the rock that keep on getting separated because of continuous expansion and contraction. And granular weathering especially occurs in the rocks that are made up of various different minerals having different capacity to expand and contract. Point number 3, or the third process, is called as frost action. Frost action. Okay, now this action, as the name very clearly suggests, that frost action is very common in the areas, in the temperate areas or the cold climatic regions. Okay, regions where the the temperature falls below 0 degrees Celsius, leading to the process of freezing. Okay, and during the day, that frozen water melts or the frozen water thaws, okay, during the day when temperature rises above 0 degree, right? So frost action usually takes place in temperate areas where the temperature during the night falls below 0 degree, okay, that leads to freezing, right? While during the day it rises above 0 degree, with which the water or the moisture in the rock thaws or melts. तो अभी इधर क्या हो रहा है, रॉक एक्सपांड और कॉन्ट्रैक्ट की हम बात नहीं कर रहे हैं, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट वाटर दैट इज इन द क्रैक्स इन द रॉक. जो रॉक के जो क्रैक्स होते हैं, क्रिवाइसेस होते हैं, सम रॉक्स हैव जॉइंट्स, ओके, so water may enter into those cracks or joints, okay, and then that water may get freezed during the night and it will thaw during the day. Okay, so this freezing and thawing of water that takes place in the interparticle space or in the crevices or in the pore spaces. Pores are holes. Some rocks are porous, some rocks have holes. Okay, so water may enter into those pores also, or crevices are like cracks also. Okay, and then what happens, that when temperature decreases during the night and it goes below freezing point, the water in these crevices or pore spaces freezes. Okay, and whenever a water freezes, water is a liquid, and once it freezes it becomes solid. Okay, and we have seen in yesterday's video that example of a water bottle kept in the fridge, that when water gets freezed, then it leads to expansion in the volume, and that volume expands by about 9 to 10%. Okay, so it means that the water that is freezing or frozen requires more space. So obviously when water requires more space, it will try to push the rock. It will try to push that rock from the sides, okay, so that it will get more space, right? And during the day, when the temperature increases above 0 degrees, this water, the frozen water or the ice, will again thaw or it will melt, and again there will be water, okay, in the crevices, right? The process will continue. Again the next night the water will be frozen, right? Again it will form an ice and it will further expand that particular rock. So what is happening, that the water that exerts pressure, okay, on the sides of the rocks, okay, continuously, that is every night there will be this kind of process will take place, right? And the pressure will release during the day. Okay, जब दिन में इस आइस मेल्ट होगा या thaw होगा, then during the day you will find that the pressure of that ice will be released when the ice becomes water or ice thaws to become water. Okay, but again the pressure will build during the night. तो ये जो continuous day and night में freezing and thawing होता है, and because of which the rock undergoes lot of pressure within, okay, inside the cracks and inside the pores. So as a result, what happens, that rocks breaks into different pieces. As you can see in this diagram, in the first diagram, the water is represented by blue color. So the water has entered into the cracks of the rock, okay, and then as I said, the process occurs, and in the next diagram you can see that the water has been frozen, and as a result, because the freezing water requires more space as it expands, it will just push the rock from within. Okay, now this does not occur at one go. Okay, so it takes certain time. Okay, it undergoes a period of days and nights to occur this process. Okay, so gradually you can see the rock is pushed. As I was saying, rock is pushed from within, from all direction, from the sides, from the at the bottom. Okay, and so as a result of that, rock breaks into pieces. So it is mainly because of the action of freezing and thawing, and so we call it as frost action. It's an alternate freezing and thawing. Okay. Now remember, this takes place only in those areas. This takes place only in those areas, okay, where the temperature falls below 0 degree Celsius. Okay, क्योंकि तभी water will be frozen, right, and this particular process will occur. And this and then that's the reason why जिधर हमने देखा that block disintegration is more common in the arid या hot desert kind of area. Frost action is more common in the areas of temperate conditions, or where the temperatures are overall otherwise also very cool, okay, and where this freezing and thawing process takes place. Okay, now this freezing and thawing process again the takes place depending upon the rocks. As you can see, point number 3 on the slide, more compact rocks or the highly consolidated rocks like granite are relatively less affected, okay, while the less compact rocks are more affected, such as sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks are also less affected because of that. Okay, so again, as I said, it is the factor of freezing and thawing. It is a factor of different property of the rock that determines frost action. Now you can see a photograph of the actual rock, which has got weathered mainly due to frost action, and you can see that that especially the vertical crack, you know, in which water had entered and leading to freezing and thawing, that led to the development of widening of the cracks, and gradually the rock has broken into pieces. So remember the difference between the three processes. Otherwise, what happens that you may get confused between the three. Okay, and so always remember the difference between the two. I told that block weathering and granular weathering both occurs due to day and time temperature variations. Okay, but both of them are not the same, because in the first one, and there is no element of water. There is no element of water in the first two. It is sheerly temperature that heats and cools the rock, that leads to expansion and contraction of the rock. Now, the expansion and contraction of the rock, when it happens in a large block of rock, which that leads to the breaking of big boulders, big size of rocks, okay, due to development of cracks, okay, then we call it as block disintegration. While in case of granular disintegration, the rock breaks very slowly, gradually, and granule by granule, and every grain of the rock, okay, keeps on separating very slowly. So that is what granular weathering is. While frost action takes place in a completely different different scenario, because there is a water which is involved. So the freezing and thawing of water is a factor that leads to widening of the cracks, okay, and it takes place in temperate regions, not in a hot desert kind of areas. So these are the differences between the three types that we have talked about. Now let us go to exfoliation. Exfoliation is a bit simple to understand, because exfoliation is also called as onion weathering. O-N-I-O-N. We all have seen onions, okay, and you know that we can peel onions layer by layer. Onion का जो बाहर का layer होता है वो निकालो, तो again you find one more layer inside. So again, if you remove that layer, there are more layers inside. So onions are like, you know, there are layers of layers with which it is composed of. Okay, exfoliation, okay, also is a process of weathering where the rocks breaks layer by layer. Now, please understand that in granular weathering it was grain by grain, but in exfoliation it is layer by layer. Okay, जैसे अनियन का एक पूरा लेयर बाहर का निकल जाता है, वैसे रॉक का भी पूरा लेयर बाहर वाला, ओके, ब्रेक होके पीसेस में गिर जाता है. उसका फ्लेकिंग होता है, FLAKES, फ्लेक्स, उसके फ्लेक्स निकलते हैं, ओके, एंड देन ग्रेजुअली वी फाइंड दैट the outer layer of the rocks is completely peeled off, और अंदर का जो स्ट्रक्चर होता है रॉक का वो एक्सपोज हो जाता है एंड अगेन अंडरगो द सिमिलर प्रोसेस. Okay, so it is peeling off the concentric shells of rock, I mean the layers of rock, okay, mainly occurs due to combined action of heat and wind. Now remember this, here it's a role of wind that also becomes important in actually removing the rock or removing the flakes from the rock. Okay, this process is predominant in hot deserts, semi-arid areas and monsoon lands, and it more occurs in case of crystalline rocks. We already have seen how temperature leads to expansion and contraction. Temperature changes lead to expansion and contraction. Okay, and higher temperature therefore lead to expansion of the outer shells. The outer layer of the rock expands more and contracts. Okay, and therefore due to more heating and cooling, due to more contraction and expansion of outer shell, okay, we find that the shell starts detaching from the rock. ऊपर का जो सरफेस है रॉक का वो एक्सपांड होने लगता है. सो ऑब्वियसली वो थोड़ा सा लूज हो जाता है अंदर वाले रॉक के मास से या अंदर वाले लेयर से, एंड एज अ रिजल्ट ऑफ दैट वो लूज हो जाता है, डिटैच हो जाता है मेन पीस ऑफ रॉक से. ओके, अभी जैसे वो डिटैच हो गया, बाहर का लेयर जैसे उस रॉक से डिटैच हो जाएगा बिकॉज ऑफ एक्सपांशन एंड कॉन्ट्रैक्शन, ओके, देन that will continue to break into pieces. Small tiny cracks will develop into them, and then the wind will play a role, because the wind will what will do, that wind will enter into those cracks. Okay, और जो already loose हो गए flakes है, जो already loosened up या cracked हुए जो flakes है उस outer layer of the rocks के, वो wind क्या करेगा, उसको wind उसको हटा देगा. Wind will remove those pieces. Okay, so heat contributes to expansion and loosening of the outer layer. Okay, and rock helps to remove those layers from the rock. So it is like rock gets peeled layer by layer. तो gradually क्या हो जाता है, पूरा rock का जो बाहर का जो surface होता है, okay, वो gradually हट जाता है, remove हो जाता है, लेकिन अंदर वाला जो surface है वो वो expose हो जाता है air को, right? And again obviously the similar process takes place on that layer also. Okay, as you can see in this photograph that it's a granite which is shown here, and you can see in the first stage sorry, and as you can see in the first stage the expansion is taking place of the outer layer because of insolation, because of sun's energy or because of heat. Okay, while during the night we can see the contraction process taking place. Okay, so what is happening, the outer layer breaks, so there's a lot of stress, as you can see point in the third stage, that the outer layer of the rocks breaks down, okay, into pieces because of this expansion and contraction. And once, and you can see those are in the fourth diagram or the fourth stage, those outer pieces are fallen down, you can see the debris there, and as a result of that the inside rock will be exposed, that is called as dome, exfoliation dome, DOME. Okay, it's a exposed dome, okay, because उसका जो बाहर वाला layer है वो already exfoliate होके गिर गया है. Okay, now this rock gives you a very good example of that. Okay, now you can observe different layers. Okay, so you can observe, this is layer 1, you can see the layer inside. Okay, अभी ये जो लेयर हमको लग रहा है कि ये बाहर का लेयर है, लेकिन एक्चुअली if you see the bottom of this rock, then you can see there is one more layer above it. Okay, there is one more layer above it, so you can see there are different layers in the rock. Okay, and rock gets separated layer by layer. आप इधर भी देख सकते हो. Okay, इधर भी देख सकते हो कि ये कैसे फ्लेकिंग हुआ है, इसी को हम फ्लेकिंग कहते हैं. ये पूरा का पूरा जो लेयर है बाहर का, वो कंप्लीटली सेपरेट हो जाता है. ओके, और फ्लेक बाय फ्लेक से it gets detached and winds further removes it completely. Okay, so as you can see here also, this is a hill called as the Kanke hill. It is located in Ranchi in Jharkhand, and as you know that it is, as you can see how this entire hill, okay, is exfoliating. So you can see the layers which is on the top are breaking into pieces, okay, and as a result of that, the inside layer, the inside, this is as what you can see in the bottom is the inside layer, and what you can see on the top, these ones, these are all flakes. This is a layer, okay, and you can see these are big ones, the bigger size. But if you see the center, you can see that this bigger size further breaks into this kind of very small tiny pieces, okay, and then obviously that leads to a kind of soil formation in this area, and obviously the soil is very thin, so you can see that there is some very small tiny vegetation also grows in these cracks, okay, but these vegetation may not stay for a long time because gradually these flakes also will break into smaller pieces and wind will remove them finally. As you can see, ये पूरा जो एरिया है बॉटम वाला, ये पूरा एरिया भी ये ऊपर वाले लेयर से पहले कवर हुआ था, but now the wind has removed this area, exposing the inner dome, the inner part of this particular rock. Okay, so that is what exfoliation means. Okay, exfoliation is detachment of flakes, detachment of layers. Okay, so don't get confused with exfoliation and all these diagrams. Again, I repeat, comparatively, block disintegration, then granular weathering, exfoliation, all these three, I repeat, block disintegration, granular weathering, exfoliation, all these three occurs because of temperature variations. Okay, temperature variations that lead to expansion and contraction of rocks, right? Which three process? Block, granular, exfoliation. Okay, so what's the difference between these three? The factor is common. Difference kya hai? In first, we have seen that it occurs in case of very large blocks of rocks. Okay, so very large chunk of rock gets separated. So it's a block of rock that's separated, gets separated because of expansion and contraction by development of cracks. So that is what block disintegration is. Okay, in case of granular weathering, weathering occurs grain by grain, granule by granule, and in case of exfoliation, weathering occurs layer by layer. Okay, so that is the difference between the three, though all three are basically the product of temperature variations. Okay, and the frost action in a way is also a product of temperature variation, because during the night the temperature falls and during the day the temperature rises. That leads to the process of freezing and thawing. Okay, so here the variation in the temperature is considerably large. Okay, and it is the water that is present in the pores or in the crevices of the rocks that leads to the process of expansion and contraction, and rocks break. The frost action completely different hai, because it's a water element that is involved in it, while the first three are more directly about the expansion and contraction of the rocks, and the nature and the way in which the rock weathers, either block by block or grain by grain or layer by layer. Okay, so rock weathers block by block, block disintegration, grain by grain, granular, and layer by layer, exfoliation. Okay, so this difference you can understand clearly. And frost, ये frost already आपको बता रहा है, आपको याद दिलाएगा freezing की. Okay, so frosting occurs, or frost action occurs because of freezing and thawing of water inside the crevices or inside the pores of the rock. Okay, the last process is what we call as shattering. Okay, now the shatter is a very typical word, and some of you might have imagined that process when I utter the word shattering. Okay, shattering is that rock breaks into pieces, rock shatters into the pieces. Okay, now this usually happens, for example, Okay, for example, there is a lantern, you know, lantern, we call it as kandil in Marathi, made up of glass. Okay, and if on that glass lantern, if you find uh, uh, water or the sprinkle of water that is falling on the heat, yeah, hot glass, then what will happen? The glass will develop cracks and the glass will shatter. Okay, in the same way, okay, shattering takes place when there is a water that falls on a very heated rock, and it usually occurs in hot desert area, okay, where the temperature is enormously high during the day and rock is considerably hot, extremely hot, because of that heat. Okay, and as a result of that, okay, the rock is already expanded. Now what happens whenever there is rainy season begins, and you know that in desert there is no heavy rainfall, it's just a drizzling, very light rain that takes place. Okay, but whenever such light rain or the rain droplets, when they fall on this hot expanded rock surface, what happens? When the water falls over it, the temperature suddenly goes down. It's not a gradual process, it happens suddenly. And because the temperature suddenly goes down, okay, the rock suddenly tries to contract, okay, because it's already expanded. Now this sudden process of contraction because of temperature change leads to shattering. Okay, so it is a repeated spells of such drizzles that develop cracks in the outer surface of the rock, and the fragment of the outer surface breaks off. Okay, leading to disintegration of rock. Okay, so as you can very clearly observe in the above, in the diagram beside, that how a rock has completely shattered, it has developed cracks all over. Okay, mainly because of the uh, rainwater, the drizzling rain falling on the expanded or already heated rock. Okay, so that is what this is all about physical weathering and its different types. You can search for different animated videos on YouTube. There are various animated videos on the YouTube that you can search, and so that may give you a better understanding. Yesterday also I posted one video on the WhatsApp group, and I hope you might have watched it. Okay, so try to use YouTube channel to watch good videos, educational videos. You can just type physical weathering or mechanical weathering in YouTube search window and search bar, and then you can easily get different videos that you can watch to understand these different types. If possible, I will also try to share one with you, okay, on the group if I get time after the lectures. Okay, so that's all for today. So this is about physical weathering. I hope you have noted down important points, and you have also noted down the question that I was talking to you, that I gave you, right? And remember that whenever you write answer to the question, it is necessary that the answer to the question should be very structured. Okay, तो आप अभी क्या करो, मैं आपको एक चीज, बिकॉज वी स्टिल हैव सम 2-3 मिनट्स, सो जस्ट राइट द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ द आंसर. मैं आपको आंसर का स्ट्रक्चर दे रहा हूँ, प्लीज वो नोट डाउन करो. ओके, पहले क्वेश्चन लिखो. अपना क्वेश्चन है, व्हाट इज फिजिकल वेदरिंग, व्हाट इज फिजिकल वेदरिंग, explain its types. What is physical weathering? Explain its types. Okay, this is our question. Bracket में लिखो 10. That is question is for 10 marks. Next line में write answer. ओके, लिखा. अभी नेक्स्ट लाइन में कैपिटल ए लिखो, कैपिटल ए, एंड राइट मीनिंग ऑफ फिजिकल वेदरिंग, ऐसा टाइटल दो. कैपिटल ए, मीनिंग ऑफ फिजिकल वेदरिंग, उसको अंडरलाइन करो. ये आपका सब टाइटल हो गया पहला आपके आंसर में। नेक्स्ट लाइन पे जस्ट एक डैश दे दो। अभी हम ये ए के सब पॉइंट्स लिखने वाले हैं। ओके, तो डैश दे दो एंड देन राइट डिसइंटीग्रेशन। यही एक वर्ड याद रखना है बिकॉज फिजिकल वेदरिंग इज एसोसिएटेड विद डिसइंटीग्रेशन। तो जस्ट राइट डिसइंटीग्रेशन और एक डैश दे दो नेक्स्ट लाइन पे। सेकंड पॉइंट, factors responsible. So we have seen temperature as a responsible factor. We have seen water also plays its own role, and wind also plays its own role. Okay, so it is basically temperature variations, okay, and water, and to a very limited extent wind, that is responsible for physical kind of weathering. Okay, so that you can mention. हो गया। अभी एक चीज मैंने नहीं बताया तो आप कर लो। आपने जिधर ए लिखा है ना मीनिंग ऑफ फिजिकल वेदरिंग, उधर सामने ब्रैकेट में लिखो 2। इट मींस आपने यदि ये इंट्रोडक्शन लिखा मीनिंग तो दो पॉइंट्स आपने यदि मेंशन किए तो आपको 2 मार्क्स मिलेंगे इसके लिए। या आपने यदि नहीं लिखा, आप डायरेक्ट टाइप्स पे गए तो आपके 2 मार्क्स गए। ओके, अभी नेक्स्ट लाइन में कैपिटल में बी लिखो, कैपिटल बी, our next subtitle. Write there types of physical weathering. Bracket में लिखो 8 because it will have 8 marks. ओके, और इसके नीचे अभी डैश दे दो, मतलब उसका सब पॉइंट होगा, बी का सब पॉइंट होगा, और डैश देके एक के नीचे एक हमने जो पॉइंट्स, हम जो टाइप्स डिस्कस किए वो सारे दे दो। ओके, तो पहला डैश देख के आप लिखोगे ब्लॉक डिसइंटीग्रेशन और ब्लॉक वेदरिंग। दूसरा पॉइंट आप नेक्स्ट डैश देख के लिखोगे नेक्स्ट लाइन पे ग्रैन्युलर वेदरिंग। उसके बाद डैश दे दो और लिखो फ्रॉस्ट एक्शन, देन राइट एक्सफोलिएशन एंड देन राइट शैटरिंग। हो गया। Now for each point, remember you will talk about the factor, the kind of rock that is affected. You will explain the process and you will draw the diagram. Okay, तो अब चाहिए तो आप क्या करो, जिधर आपने ब्लॉक डिसइंटीग्रेशन लिखा है उसके सामने ब्रैकेट करो एक, और उस ब्रैकेट में लिखो फैक्टर कॉमा प्रोसेस कॉमा kind of rock affected, comma diagram, bracket closed. I said factor, process, kind of rock affected, diagram, bracket closed. Okay, same bracket will be there for remaining types. Okay, so आप you just can mention that do, okay, or same as above for remaining all 4 points. Okay, for that. So ये जो अभी आपका बन गया, यदि आपने लिखा होगा तो ये आपका बन गया स्ट्रक्चर। तो ये है आंसर का स्ट्रक्चर जिसके हिसाब से आपको आंसर लिखना है। 10 मार्क का क्वेश्चन होगा। ओके, सो द एक्सपेक्टेशन इज 2 to 3 pages of answer is expected. Minimum 2 pages, maximum 3 pages of answer is expected. ओके, तो इंट्रोडक्शन आपका जस्ट 2 मार्क का है, सो दैट विल टेक से नॉट इवन हाफ ऑफ द पेज, इवन लेस देन दैट, while all remaining pages, okay, almost 3 pages or 2.5 pages are devoted to these point number, that is the B, that is the different types of weathering. तो उसके लिए आपको यदि आपने डायग्राम निकाला तो आपके आंसर को लेंथ भी मिलता है, so that is also another thing. So draw the diagram so that your answer will get the considerable length, and those students who may not be able to write long answers, then for them diagrams will be useful. Okay, so that's all from my side. Thanks a lot for patient hearing. If any problems, you can ask me on my personal WhatsApp number later on, okay, after all your lectures are over. right? So I request you to leave the class. I request
Sir,
you to leave the class so that I can close the uh,
sir,
room. Yes.
sir. Good morning, sir. I am Kajal Patwa.
Good morning. बोलो.
सर एक्चुअली मेरा नंबर आपके ज्योग्राफी ग्रुप में ऐड नहीं है. एक्चुअली आप जो भी भेजते हैं डिटेल्स या लिंक